Welcome to the Haters Balls. Your boy Dumb It Down. I'm here with my older brother, the old Baldy,
Yeah.
and my younger brother, B Dog, the birthday boy. What's up, B Dog?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Round of
That's me.
applause. Yes, sir. How you living? How you feeling?
Old as hell, but I already felt old anyway.
Yeah,
I'm just entering my prime now. That's what they say, right?
that's right. That's right. All right, man. Well, a ton of we missed the week. We missed the week in hip hop. A ton of stuff has happened. I mean, there were so many stories. I kept being like, man, when we go pot, we'll go pot. But we had stuff come up. So now we're doing the pod today. Finally, back on our track. Where do we start, man? There was a lot of music that dropped, a lot of good music. So I think we're gonna start there this week because, of course, we're gonna talk about all of the other events that have been going on, but we want to go through the music. This is the number one thing on our podcast. We like to talk about the great music that's been coming out. So while we wait for people to get into the chat to talk about this other stuff going on. So so let's go ahead and start with this Talib Kweli album, man. Talib Kweli. Did y'all hear this? I feel like I haven't seen anyone on the internet talking about this album. Like, I haven't seen anyone, whether it's reviewing it or like I just haven't seen any buzz about this album. This came out a week ago. Yeah, it got no buzz. Yeah, it came out a week ago, and so I still haven't seen anything. What were y'all thoughts on this album?
I liked it a lot. I'm gonna be honest. It was better than I mean, I don't really listen to Talib, so not better than I thought it would be, but it was definitely a good album.
It was better than I thought it would be. I've been, even though I liked his music and some of the different things he had lately, the album with Madlib, other stuff before that, and of course all his older stuff. I still have low expectations. I'd be like, a Kweli album, am I gonna like this? But I was surprised. This one had a few songs on it. It was better than some other stuff that I listened to recently.
Why is that? Why do y'all have low expectations? I feel like he's been on a great run. He's been rapping really well. He had features, a run that he was on a couple of years ago. I feel like everything he's been on, that Black Star was good. The Liberation 2 was good. And this album I thought was great. I think this is in contention for album of the year with this. This is a really good album. I loved it straight through. I don't know what to say. I love the production. I love the hooks, the features, the people singing on it. Whoever's singing on the track, the second to last track, the singing to the sky. I love that one. I love the hook on It's Working. Like I think the whole thing is catchy. It's great bars. It's conscious. He's talking about a lot of stuff. I don't see why people aren't talking about this album. This is an amazing album too.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it sounds really good. Like you said, sonically, it just sounds really good. There's some other albums that we're reviewing that I wasn't a big fan of, so this is definitely my favorite album out of the ones that we're reviewing today.
Agreed. And this whole month has been, I mean, I feel like the past month has been, a lot of great albums that dropped because I mean, like that LL and stuff too. But yeah, I was really surprised by this one. But why do we have such low expectations of Kweli? That's what I like. What's the deal with that? Why is everyone off Kweli in general? Is it just like his social media antics that make it like that? Or I felt like there was some buzz around the Liberation 2 and the Black Star stuff, but it's like this one I feel like just got nothing.
I feel like we talk about this every time
you
this
want me to
nigga
talk
drop.
why?
He a lame.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's him. It's his personality and what he got going on outside of music. I think is what it is. I think people are really not a fan of him. And I think that affects. I mean, that's what it is. I think with most of these artists is people are like, do you buy into the artist as like a fan of that person? Because when you don't, people hate on the music. And so I think that's the thing with some of these different MCs is people don't buy into their persona or whatever their thing is. And so if you don't like that, you're not gonna even give the music really even a shot.
Yeah. What's up? Shout out to Leroy, man. We starting off talking about some of this music. I wonder if if you're in the chat, let us know if you heard this Talib Kweli album, because I think this is one of the best albums this year, and I haven't seen any buzz. But yeah, you're right. I think it's got to be his personality. That's sad to me because he's a legend in the game. He's done it so well for so long. It's just weird that he gets that it just seems like nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about this one. So what's y'all standouts on this one?
I like that Coast Contra track a lot.
Yeah, that was one of mine. Native Sons. I like Native Sons, We Outside, and Turnstile the most.
I was about to say Turnstile is hard too.
Yeah. I see you on according to Hip Hop Leroy, man. I definitely I hop in the chat sometimes. I gotta pull up one day, man. I know y'all be taking calls, but yeah. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. I hope you yeah. You're doing a good job. You're doing a good job out there, man. So but yeah, I think this album is great. I agree with y'all on some of those tracks. I love the features on here. I thought Blue did a great job on Confidence of Knowing. We're gonna talk about his album here up next. Yeah, you're right. Native Sons is dope. Coast Contra. These are some of the best young rappers in the game. But it seems like only the old heads are only the older elder statesmen of rap are the ones putting them on these tracks. They were on the Master Ace album earlier this year. They on this album, but I don't hear them with any of the newer rappers. You know what I mean? It seems odd that they're not getting the shine or placement in with somebody else, with somebody, bigger or something like that. But I think they're super dope, super talented, super great group. And they get a lot of buzz on their like YouTube freestyles and stuff, but it's weird that they're not getting placements on some of, maybe, some hotter rappers, albums. So
who want to rap with them, man? I don't know when you say hotter rappers, you talking about people that's gonna come get bodied on their song? They're not gonna call somebody up to come do that to them, are they?
I mean, yeah, I guess that's people love to do it with J. Cole. We're gonna talk about that J. Cole feature. That's like the favorite thing to do in the game right now is to call J. Cole to get bodied on your track, right? And there's been a lot of discussion right now going on. I mean, with this we're starting to get some people, in here, and there's been a lot of discussion going on with, the state of hip hop. People talking about, that Kendrick song, the Watch the Party Die, talking about, change in hip hop. People are saying that Kendrick's leading the way in a change in hip hop. But those people that they are heralding as the saviors of hip hop are not the ones that are, again, putting people on and rapping with these other people, right? So it's odd to me that, to me, it seems like it's still the old school people that are championing what they want hip hop to be, what people say they want hip hop to be. But then there's still the people that the fans are championing aren't actually rapping with the people that are doing it. Like, it's just odd to me. So
go ahead, Vito. Oh, I thought you were gonna say something.
No, I was looking at you. My bad, doggy.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Nah, I think a lot of people they say they rap fans. They not really into it as much as they say, man. I think they just following. They just follow. So whatever they say is cool, that's what they're gonna ride with. So right now, you saying I don't think that it's cool to be really into that type of rap right now. I don't think people really into it like that. Yeah.
All right, so then let's move on to the. I mean, because so let's give us a rating, and then we'll move on to some of the other music that's been going, because some of the music is getting a big buzz. So let's go ahead. What y'all rate this out?
Ooh, I was surprised, man. I spun this a few times, dog. I was really liking this. I'm gonna have to give this like a 8, a 7.5, 8. I think is where it's at.
That's what I'm saying. 7.5, 8 for me as well.
I think this.
I'm excited to.
I think
I'm excited to at the end of the year to go through and talk about how these albums are aged, because when we hear them, it's so much new stuff sometimes, and even though I'll listen to it a few times, I still feel like the real test is how many of these songs I'm actually gonna want to listen to for months. And the ones I thought stood out on this album, I feel like I will want to listen to them over and over, which to me gives it a high rating.
I hear you. I see Leroy with 7.5 in the chat too. So I mean, listen, I think this is better than that. I think I give this album like a 9, man. I think this album is great. It's one of the best to me. Just I feel like it's one of my favorite quality albums. It's probably his top 5 albums. And that's to me high praise for him, because I think he's got some great albums. But I would say just the production sounds good. His bar,
I was impressed by the production.
Exactly, I was impressed by the production, and then the hooks. Like I said, it was like he's got catchy. Like if you think okay, Quali, he's got bars, but you would think it's gonna be maybe some boring production, or maybe some boring subject matter, or some boring hooks or something like that, or just not the best song structure. But that's not what this album is. He's got the bars, and it's got catchy hooks. Great people singing on it and all this stuff like that. I just don't know what I could ask more of from him. You know what I mean? Like, to me, this whole thing was working for me. I thought it was replayable. I listened to this the most. This is 2 weeks old now, and I listened to it for all 2 weeks, and it never got old to me. Which a lot of times we review albums, and I'm not listening to it past a lot of the time. We talk about it. So. That didn't happen for me. So I love this album. I love this album, and I can't wait till we get to the end of the year, like you said. But it'll probably be in that list of contenders for me for album of the year. So
okay, we'll see if it aged like that for me too. But I mean, I'm definitely liking this right now.
So with that, then let's talk about, because some albums do get the buzz, right? I mean, some songs do get the buzz. Right now, J. Cole, every time he drops a feature, it sets the internet on fire, right? Daylight is not somebody. I don't know if he usually does big numbers. I don't really usually see his songs blow up like that or anything like that. But he got this one with this J. Cole feature, and everybody reviewing it, everybody doing a breakdown of it, everybody talking about it, right? And then when that happens, that's when we start talking about, this is what the hip hop needs: lyricism. So what is it that makes people, go crazy for the Kendrick Lamars and the J. Coles, but then not even check out some of the elder statesmen of rap or stuff like that, that aren't doing it? And, do y'all think it's genuine that people are like, actually, interested in all these breakdowns and lyricism stuff, or do y'all think it's just a fad right
now? What do you think, B-Dog?
He's still got some. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people wanted to see what he had to say after, killing himself on stage. So I think that brings a lot to it. But I don't know, man. This is a cool song. It got the internet ablaze, but I don't know if it's really. Is it big like that outside? Like, are people actually talking about this song like that, or is it just a flash in the pan?
That's what I people talking about. Like I said, everybody did a breakdown of it. I've seen so many breakdowns of the song. And that's for all of his features. People talk about every time he's done a feature now. People are talking about
But his fan base big enough.
Right.
I just think his fan base is big so that he drops a song, people gonna pay attention. A certain group of people, and they're gonna gas it and they're gonna get excited about it. And his big enough name to where these like the podcasts and the websites can definitely make sure that they talk about it too. That's content for them with somebody they know is gonna get the clicks that they're looking for.
Right. So so it all comes down to the clicks. I think he's rapping. I mean, listen, everyone's going crazy about Kendrick and stuff like that, and right now he's the king of the game. But regardless of what J. Cole apologized for, he's rapping better than anybody. He's just rapping better than anybody, man. Like, I think at the end of the day, we gotta the fans gotta move on from the apology. B-Dog, you gotta move on. You gotta forgive and forget. And just admit that J. Cole is the king, man. He's the best.
Nah. This like
it's time to stop hating.
Nah, this like that year Dirk won MVP and then lost in the first round. Like, just sold out. Yeah. This like that. Like, all right, cool. You had a great regular season, but in the end you really just lost it. You lost.
How? Okay, so number one, all these records been recorded before the beef, right? And I feel like I think you're right in a sense that everybody is still obsessed with the beef, and like everything is in the context of the beef. Every song that comes out is all in the context of this beef,
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, but because I see people calling him J Mole. Y'all have y'all seen this other like people saying like why is he rapping with all of Kendrick's label mates? He got on the track with Future. He got on the track with Daylight. I mean, you haven't seen this? People, the Drake fans are calling him J Mole, right? But
that's funny.
Regardless, I think these songs have all been recorded long before the beef, long before all this stuff started. But J. Cole's just not like he's not gonna.
You think that, or you know that? Did somebody confirm that?
Daylight even confirmed. He said this was recorded long before. Daylight said
okay. That. Sounds good. I wasn't sure. That's what I was wondering.
I mean, I would like to support the songs and stuff. Like, I'm glad he's getting on the songs and barring them up, but it's hard for me to get over. The bars is great, but you ran, dog.
Yeah.
We just talked about this with Personality, where why Kweli don't have no fans when he drop an album despite his resume. It's the same type of thing for me with this. It's like, look, I have trouble rocking with. I like Cole, but I got trouble looking at him right now. Like I don't really. Exactly. It's like if Tua go out there and play football again. Like, he really shouldn't be in the field for a minute. Like, you need to go out for the season. Like, I'll see you next year, man.
Yeah. Exactly. Dumb it down. Act like this happened years ago. Come on, man. This is less than 6 months ago.
It happened months ago, man. Come on. It happened months ago. When will you
let it go?
Less than
6 months.
How many times
next
is
year
the barber track for you to just say, wow, this dude's the best? Why do we care about the apology?
Every time I hear his voice, all I hear is, "Man, let's give it up for Kendrick, y'all. Let's sing for this man, y'all. Y'all love Kendrick. I love Kendrick." Like, I was like, "Oh,
why don't we ever hear when Kendrick comes on the track and starts talking about how he's the best? Ain't no big three, it's just big me. Why don't we ever hear the fact that he won't get on the track with the dude? He won't get on the track together.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Only one runner. There's only one runner, okay, and it's not Kendrick. I'm sorry.
All right.
I mean, look, the verse is great though. The verse is great. So and you said it was recorded before, so maybe he got back to that, and he's gonna have when he comes back out when we get there. But right now.
Yeah. I hear y'all. So I mean, other people in the chat are saying the same thing. Listen, they don't care what he drops, he still ran. So I think that's crazy to me. He's clearly the best lyricist of them all. So I see Imperial Stats in the chat talking about that What's the Dirt breakdown video. Look, man, I saw that whole controversy. I wanted to talk about it last week when it came out. Did y'all see this controversy, with What's the Dirt Family Matters breakdown? Did y'all watch that at all?
I watched the Family Matters breakdown, yeah.
You did? You watched it?
I don't know who that is.
I watched the whole thing.
I
didn't know who he was either, but the Drake subreddit was pumping him out. What's the dirt coming? I was like, all right, maybe this dude is big. I don't know. But
so what you thought?
I mean, that breakdown video was insane. That shit was like 2 hours long for a 8-minute song. I was like, yeah, this is insane. He stopped every line. I mean, I'm not a fan. I wouldn't roster him again, but shout out to that guy. I don't know.
Right. I don't like breakdown videos. How do y'all feel about breakdown videos in general? Like for any song, like do y'all?
Oh, it depends on the song. Depends on the song, man. Sometimes the breakdown videos are great. Like they got what's the secret Lupe account where he be having the breakdowns for stuff like Mural?
It's like a
Times New Roman or something.
Times New Roman, yeah. Times New Roman, yeah. But that's different. It's not a breakdown. It's just pictures. While the song,
you're right. That's
not the same as somebody stopping the track
different ones
saying this. He said the N-word 37 times. Like it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. All right. And just showing pictures just lets me know what he's referencing, right? And and there are times when Lupe is referencing stuff that is so obscure, or that like you don't catch it. But then when you just see just a picture, just a picture, then I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now, and then that's dope because
okay.
What's the ones when they do the like they highlight the words that rhyme, so you see like each rhyme in the scheme. There's different ones that people do I do like, but it's not all of them. Some people will just be adding extra and reading extra into it. Like you see when you get on Genius, people be like, this bar means this, like not really. You reading a lot into it, man. Are you trying to take it somewhere different?
I agree. Listen, I agree. That's what I'm saying. I don't need that. The highlighting the rhyme schemes is not the same. They're not pausing the video and saying this has 10 different meanings, and or even sometimes it's just even like I watched, even we were talking about this J. Cole verse. Rod Markman had a video and he was explaining all the bars. I don't need people to explain the bars to me. Like I don't need that. Right?
A lot of people need that though.
I get it, but to me, if a lot of times it can feel condescending to me, and that's that might just be my attitude, but I don't need you to stop every line and say what this means or every meaning of the word. To me, that's often not necessary.
I think you misunderstand the dummies out here.
I don't know. Clearly, the way I see the videos, I watch them like. The only time I've ever watched a reaction video is when the beef started. I just because I wanted to hear if people had the same takes as me or if they were just as hype as I was when they heard certain bars and stuff. And the only people I watch is Lost in Vegas. They're pretty cool, but otherwise, I don't get the point of these things. Every bar has a meaning. That's not true.
Y'all need this. Yo, it's B-Dog's birthday today. It's B-Dog's birthday, so you're gonna have to drop the inbox to prove you black, man. How long have you been black? That's what's the dirt video.
Before the video, did you know that Drake said the N-word 37 times in the song, dog?
Nah, but I don't care. Like
I said, hey, that's good info. That's good info, dog. One for each year of his life, man.
The to me the issue is, and again, because people are on this Drake breakdown video, but to me I hate it when this for the Kendrick ones too. I hate it for the Kendrick ones too. It's all bad. Like people reach for the stars with the Kendrick songs, right? He's getting all the crap for. I think he's getting the criticism he got is deserved for the counting the N-words is kind of crazy. And then for how he went at Justin Hunt, right? He has no right, going at Justin, like, who are you? He called him a Carlton and all this kind of stuff. question his blackness and stuff like that. So he took it too far. White people be tripping sometimes, right? But so but at the same time, I don't get why he ever blew up. I don't get why that's the kind of content people love in general. Like, why are people, watching his, 3-hour-long breakdowns of an 8-minute song? Like, I get why Genius exists, because I think it's fun sometimes when you're like, you get to do it yourself, annotate the songs, argue with people. No, I think it means this. No, I think it means that. That stuff's fun, but I don't want to watch somebody just talk to me, lecture me about a song for 2-3 hours. That don't make sense.
That's because you get it when you hear the bars. A lot of people don't get the bars, man. A lot of people don't get the bars, and a lot of people don't get the bars the first or second time, right? Sometimes you got to hit a song. They got to hit a song 35 times to catch some of these bars sometimes.
But even
that heavy songs, I'm talking about in like fairly straightforward songs. I'm not talking exactly about like a Ransom verse or some of these Lupe verses where you're like, I don't know what the hell is talking about. It's a little different than that. I'm talking about in more basic, straightforward songs.
I get that, but even in that, like, I didn't always catch, lyrics, especially growing up when I was younger. But it was fun, even to me, when you hear something a year later and then you're like, oh wow, I never caught that. Like, that's part of the fun of it too. Like, I just, to me, that's what makes music, replayable. So I don't know.
But people not going. So everybody don't want to sit there and like. I get it. I know. I don't know if you're like me, but when I get in certain songs, I'll be in my car. I'll listen to them, and I'll really focus in on what they're saying, and hear those and catch those punchlines and hear those bars and the meaning behind the different metaphors and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think most people listen to the music like that. I think most people listen to, especially hip hop, is kind of like that shit talk. People like that type of. I got this. I got a Benz. I did this with your bitch and that with your bitch. Got about 10 more bitches. It's a lot of that type of stuff. I think a lot of people like that type of stuff. As far as not exactly like paying attention to what the words really even are saying. A lot of times, it might just be the hook. It might just be a couple parts of the song.
Yeah. I mean, and I just think it's interesting that that type of content is supported in a way, because I mean, listen, like I said, Justin Hunt was and Justin Hunt dropped the video on me, kind of Ethan to do too, and so by all means, but rightfully so. But at the same time, there was a lot of YouTubers, a lot of black hip hop YouTubers that were also talking about how good this dude's channel was. I never heard of the dude until I'm watching Justin Hunt videos, and he's like, y'all should check out What's the Dirt. He breaks down this stuff all nuanced, and he's doing all these breakdowns for all the Kendrick tracks. And I'm like, okay, all right. I don't know who this dude is, but Justin said, he's dope. All right. Justin, kind of started the breakdown, genre. I feel like, a long time ago, he had the show, the show with Hip Hop DX called The Breakdown. But so he shouted out these people, and then they blow up, their guests in the space. Then they cross the line. Of course, they start to, feel themselves too much, cross the line. And then now it's like, you get out of here or whatever, So I just think it's weird, why I don't really get it,
Well, that's not new. That's been going on forever. So surprise.
Yeah. So all right, then. But yeah, shout out to Imperial Stats bringing that up. Y'all need y'all need to see What's the Dirt on Current Culture Podcast. They had him live, and all the black people snap on. Yeah, okay, yeah. So I'm sure you
I'm
got
good
it.
on that.
Yeah, I saw FD Signifier go in. Listen, yeah, I'm sure you got it. He crossed the line. Everybody checked him, rightfully so. So, I mean, yeah, but he doing better than us. He got millions of views. All right, doing these. Yeah, he got millions of views doing these breakdowns. We need to start doing some breakdowns, dog. We need to start making some reaches, dog. What can we?
Yeah.
Whose N-words can we count?
Yeah. You're right. You just gotta, next episode, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna count all the N-words, that who's somebody that streams a ton with kids.
Yeah,
NBA YoungBoy. We're gonna break down NBA YoungBoy songs.
Mm.
We're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna get super aggressive with it. With the breakdowns to show you how deep NBA YoungBoy get.
Yeah,
because they sleeping.
Yeah, the quadruple entendres. You know, the quadruple entendres. People just not catching them. They're going over your head. They're going over your head. You know.
Yep.
So, Imperial says he said it. We not white enough. That's the issue. So let's
and we talk about these rappers that nobody care about.
Yeah, we talk about we like real hip hop too much. That's the problem. The problem is you gotta pretend like Kendrick is saving hip hop and not mention any of these other legendary rappers that have been rapping about actual conscious social stuff that people say they want in hip hop, but they've been doing it for years. The people who've been doing it for years, we shouldn't talk about them. We got to talk about Kendrick Lamar and how he's saving hip hop. That's what we need to do. All right. Because Talib Kweli didn't have an album called Black Star. He hasn't been rapping about Toni Morrison and stuff like that for 30 years. That doesn't exist. We need to talk about Kendrick Lamar. Do you see? He said, watch the party die. He's coming after the industry. All right. Y'all don't understand. All right. And the industry is about to change. That's what we need to start doing. So, yeah, man.
You figured it out, right? You figured it out.
Industry about to change. He about to get on the stage owned by a bunch of old white men talk about I'm anti-industry. Let's
savior, dog.
Let's move on.
Kendrick,
man.
we need you. Hip hop savior.
Hip hop savior. That's hilarious, man. Let's talk about, since we talk about the industry, we got people in the chat now. The main topic, we'll get back to the music after all this, but we got to talk about Diddy, right? That's
bad boy.
Yeah. Listen, I told y'all when we were reviewing the Biggie stuff, I told y'all, man, you can't listen to none of that. No, they gotta re-release it with all the Diddy, all music with Diddy on it is gonna have to be re-released with Diddy-less version. The Diddy-less version. Right?
Yeah, right.
It will. You don't think so?
Man. It's not as bad as R. Kelly, man. It's not as bad as R. Kelly. You realize R. Kelly, like, whole first couple albums is all about like seducing young women, like inappropriately aged, different.
Yeah, but come on now.
Diddy's he doesn't have to be talking to inappropriately. What?
That when you hear that bad boy come out and play all that stuff,
that's fire. He was inviting people to the freak offs the whole time, dog. That's hard. I like that.
Man. That's wild. Wild, man. Hearing the charges, hearing the press conference for this dude talking about all the lube they found and stuff. I mean, this stuff is insane. Like I find it very funny, but yeah, take that like this. Come on, you can hear that. You can never hear that the same way again.
Yeah, because now I think that like he's like holding women at gunpoint or something when he's like, "Yo, honey, check it. Tell your friends to get with my friends." She's really at gunpoint. She has to do it. Like she has no option.
Yeah, like, she's blackmailed into it. He got videos on her. So
yeah, it's he won't stop. Yo, this stuff always killed me with this. It's funny. This is all funny. I hate to make jokes because it's like serious, but it's not. But it's also hilarious at the same time.
Yeah, it is hilarious. It is hilarious.
That's hilarious. Holy shit, man! I mean, some of this serious stuff, but this is the funniest canceling that we've ever had. Like the jokes that they're bringing out, the old videos that they pulling out from this man are hilarious. Did you see the Drink Champs one where he kept calling Nori daddy?
Oh, yeah. No, the one on the Breakfast Club where they played the recording of him. Y'all see that one?
I didn't watch that one. That's
Oh
funny.
man, this one of the Breakfast Club. Charlamagne playing them and recorded. Diddy don't even remember what he was saying, but he was like, I like it when you slide it like that, Daddy, or something like that. He said he was just saying wild recorded it, and Diddy's like, yeah, Diddy's like, didn't even remember saying it, but he was like, hey, it's wild stuff, dog. It's wild. So to be serious, here's the issue. All of these people, all these industry people, every single one of them, they say the same thing. Oh, I never
Every
been,
time.
I never saw those parties. You know, I left the party early. Right? The fact is, Doug, I think all these industry people are nasty. It's nasty. All right. These people get too rich, they get too powerful, and they don't. I mean, I don't think they have any moral standard. You know, so I think there's way more. All right, we already seen tons of people named, tons of people being named in this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw a bunch of pictures. People been showing pictures of like him with Justin Bieber, him with Usher. I'm like, yo, Justin Bieber was like 8 years old. This dude had him next to him. I'm like, yo, what the? So that shit is all wild. But you're right, dude. When you talk about people got too rich, it's all these people that's not rich. Like they're like background people. They're making big money, like compared to the regular working man. But they're so desperate to be around Diddy and these other stars that this stuff is happening and they cool with it. When they allege that he brought these like sex workers across these state lines and stuff, you think he went and called them people?
No.
You think he was the one on the phone with him himself? Like, no, he sent some underling, and the underling went and did it. And he sent some regular dude to the store to go buy to Sam's to get 5 pallets of lube. Right. And he went in there and bought it. And then drove put it in his house and was like, yeah, Diddy, where you want me to put it? Here it is, sir. I hope you have a great day. Diddy gave him a nice tip. Somebody's at when these women was getting hurt and they was going to doctors, these doctors is treating them. And then he paying them off cash or whatever, and they cool with it. All these people is involved.
Right. That's the thing. There's got to be so many people who know this is an open secret. This is the thing. This is not a secret. Like there's so many people who had to known or have some inkling that this stuff was going on, and then not say anything, not do anything, not say anything. It's odd to me, you know, like, and then the weirdest thing is why, dude? Like, I don't get why any person that's rich and famous needs to force people to do anything. Like, you know, like, yeah, I just don't get, like, what do you get from that? I really don't. I never understand it. It's so common. You know, when we talk about the, you know, the Cosbys, the Diddys, the you know, all these people, there's something sick, really wrong. When people get rich, it's poisonous. This is why I'm against, you know, this type of extreme capitalism. When people get rich, it's not good. It's not good for your soul. Like, it's just bad. It never goes. Like, there's so many bad examples. We see so many bad examples, right? It's like it's not even just about.
I understand what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying to an extent, but at the same time, none of this is possible without all these followers. And that's the thing that gets me. Yes, okay. Percentage wise, there's so many people on the planet. Some people are sick, right? But why would you join in that? And then they join in just to be latched on to the rich man. So it's a bunch of hangers on. That's like, oh man, Diddy's bringing all these people in. I guess I gotta make sure I help him out. Or that girl got beat. I guess I better take her home quietly. Like, so it's a whole group of people that make a type of operation like that a thing. And they go along with then when something happened, like right now the dude in jail, right? Now all of a sudden, yeah, I remember that one time when, man, he went crazy on me, man, punched me in the face at work. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, now I'm looking back at it now. I'm thinking about, you know, we might have a lawsuit or something. Oh, you know, I got a book coming out. Make sure you check out my book, man. Working for Diddy. It's stuck into the empire of a freak off or whatever. Like it's like now you got something to say,
right? No one had anything to say until Cassie. Cassie was the first one that had to come out and say it, right? And how long was she, stuck, in prison, basically, by this dude, for so long before, she was able to get out, so and people had to know, and so the thing is, the issue is though, is, like, I don't know, people already saying next topic. Look, this is an uncomfortable topic for everyone, but my issue is, I think, back to Trump's hip hop. I think that there's a lot of people, complicit with this type of behavior, and it's not okay. It's not okay. I don't know why. You're right. I don't know why people hang on. So I read the Little Rod documents. Y'all read that? And he talked a lot about Diddy's assistant was the one always put it in the orders, doing the stuff, calling the people, and so there were definitely other people that Diddy would just say, this is what I want, and they would go get it for him, right? Of course. But we all watch, you watch Making the Band. That's what he did to everybody, right? It was like, he said, I need this. Everyone had to jump. That's the whole thing. So like everyone's in that trap, and it might start with stuff that's not illegal, of course, but eventually people feel stuck in that, right? So whether
people got to stop being cowards. You got to stop being a coward.
Cowardice, but I feel like they're all victims of the same thing. They're all victims to Diddy's power, right?
Bruh, if a dude tell you, if you don't come to my house tonight, you're not having a job tomorrow, I don't have to go over there.
As Victor
I'm just going to get another job. Like
Freak Off was popping, dog. Freak Off was popping, dog.
Hey man, come on, man. These people not all involved in the stuff. They doing other things and they know what's going on. Then they just be quiet, let it rock. That's not the same as like I said, they got victims and they got people that say they victims because they want to say they victims. To me, I think a lot of people that say they victims are perpetrators. Because if you did it like, you know what I'm saying? How many times this dude been around for how many years? 1,000 bottles of lube. That means this happening all the time, or when it happened, it's a marathon. It ain't like a one-time thing. So,
do you think he has a life supply of lube and 1,000 bottles is supposed to last the rest of his life, or is that a monthly shipment, or is that a yearly? Like, how much is 1,000 bottles lasting? That's what I want to know.
He should have stock in the lube company at this point. The lube industry, he's got I would think that he just own the thing. Like, why wouldn't he just buy the company?
He's bringing in teams of performers from across the country. He has orchestrated this to the top levels, man. It's the nastiest type events. So, like I said, I don't care how well a job got to pay for you to just be like, nah, I'm cool. I see abuse. I'm gonna shut up. It's never gonna come out, so I'll be okay.
But it happens in every industry.
I don't know if it happened to that extent in every industry, Doug. Because you gonna call HR, like it's not gonna be. It's got to be a bigger thing. You got to be offered millions, right? Like that couldn't happen in certain jobs because what
this
best case scenario,
law enforcement,
you might get $10,000.
It happens in everything, anything with power. This happens in every sort of
life changing to somebody.
Say it again.
Yeah,
that's it. 10,000 life changing to somebody. That's a fact. But
man,
like Imperial said, lawyers
had to take to get us canceled. So what was your take?
Well, I was just gonna say this shit funny as hell. I ain't even gonna lie. I want to see more videos of the funny shit. Like link all of the funny stuff he said. That shit is hilarious. Like I can't believe. See, this same thing when R. Kelly and all of this stuff was when R. Kelly was doing this stuff with young people. I was young, so I didn't know. But people let Diddy go around saying these weird, crazy things and nobody stopped it. Like calling another man daddy on a podcast is insane. I never watched that episode, but that's funny.
But that's not even that weird, man. Think about what he do when he's not around these people. but they besties and they holding hands and they hugged up and they going to parties together. When he had a party, every rich person in America wanted to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody
was fire. That's what everybody said.
Now they all talking. Now they all like, I wasn't there. I wasn't there. I never saw that. I wasn't there. Okay, well, when the lube started flowing at the party, what happened? That's when you ran?
Yeah.
Was it hidden? Like, was the lube hidden? Like, I don't understand it. This is my thing. Everybody's saying that same thing. I wasn't there, but I left early. Marlon Wayans said it. I heard Joe Budden say he left early. Everybody said he left early. Dog. Usher said he left early. Dog. Everybody's saying they left early. They didn't see nothing. It's not true. You lying. Why? I saw Joe Budden talk for years on his podcast talking about I'm trying to get invited to a Diddy party. Diddy party's awesome. And then I'll be like, oh, I wasn't there for any of the late night stuff. It's just odd, man. Come on now. Somebody got to know something. They all lying.
How Cat Williams knew?
Exactly. It's an open secret. They all involved. Every one of these rich, famous people that you know, they all gross. All right, y'all got to accept it. All right.
Yes, very few of the rich people like going home at night, at a regular hour. Like they getting involved in some weirdo stuff, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Diddy, the diddler.
Yeah. Crazy, man.
Nah, he never getting out either, man. You saw they had the Avengers of white women prosecuting him. I'm like, yo, it's over for you, B. It's over.
Deserved.
Yeah,
they ain't letting him out.
He never getting out.
He like the Black Epstein, man. It's a conspiracy, bro. It's a conspiracy.
No. This is, I mean, the craziest thing is, why did he come to America? Why? It makes zero sense. You gotta.
Because he thought he could beat the case.
That's so stupid. You got
his lawyer told him, man.
Of people. Hold on, dog. You can't beat a tape. You can't beat the videotapes. You got videotapes blackmailing everybody. And you thought that what the police wasn't gonna check your computer or something? Like what? Like insanity.
Yo,
told him to come.
I'm saying, y'all never getting me. I ever do something crazy and I leave the country. That's it. I'm a new person after that. I'm not.
What they said he had 200 terabytes or something like that of videos.
Yeah, I don't. It's. Crazy.
I don't know if that's true or not, man.
Russell Simmons never came back, right? He's still.
Russell Simmons never came back. Nope.
Exactly. Bye. Ain't shit over here that you need that bad that you need to come back. Never coming back.
Well, your kids and family, but they already said you're deadbeat, so.
Kids and family, they can come visit me wherever I'm at.
Yeah, you can take these millions and to keep you warm at night when I'm not around.
Being a positive role model, clearly, why does he need to be around the kids? Keep them away. Keep them away anyway.
Hey.
So I don't get it. It don't make no sense. Look, I'm glad for the victims. They'll get to see. Maybe they'll get to see some justice, but it don't make no sense from Diddy's perspective why he would ever come back. I don't know who gave him that advice.
His lawyer told him that, man.
Nah.
That's what did it. You saw his lawyer on TV trying to explain away why he had all that lube.
He said Costco. Costco said they don't even sell that shit there.
That's the funniest part of the when they were doing the press conference and they talk about the lube. I'm like, lube is that a crime? But they were talking about it like they found they were talking about they found drugs or something like that. They're like,
yeah. That was like when they were trying to sell the WMDs in Iraq. It's like we found the yellow cake. It's like we found the lube. Okay. It's not really adding up. They were like, this is and then they were like, it's a RICO case. I was like, how you get a RICO off of? I was all confused. I just feel like they got him. It's time for him to go down, and he's going down. Not like there's no good reasoning besides because he's doing wrong stuff. Like he should be.
Well, the videos
he should be in jail or something.
That they can't say what's on the videos before court. So it's like,
okay, well we gonna find out.
It sound funny because
we definitely gonna find out.
Right.
It sounds weak to me to be like, oh, you can't get no bail. I'm like, damn, his lawyer's trash because that should sound weak. But
right. I mean, it was guns
because they know I'm leaving.
They said they found guns, and then they said they found lube. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, two guns though. I'm like, that's all you found? You know,
That's all.
Yeah,
I just expected him to have more
it's a
stuff.
RICO charge, so it sounded crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then when he kept going, I'm like, okay, when he gonna say something crazy, you know? The arson was out. He's getting tried in New York, but the arson was in California. It was like, I'm like, I don't see the charges. How is this adding up? And they're like,
hey, bro, let me ask you a question.
Like,
if you was getting with a chick and her ex-boyfriend blew your car up, would you say something?
I don't know. That nigga a killer. Obviously, he don't care.
Yeah, nah, that's true.
I'm saying something, but I'm also leaving. I'm somewhere else.
You can't say that. What you gonna say?
Interesting.
You can't say that. That's not the same as seeing somebody else.
Serious. I don't know how my car got blown up, but somebody blew my car.
Dog, somebody blow your car up? That's some movie type shit. Like, how you blow my car? Nigga, that's crazy. Yeah, I got to go to a different country.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait. You gonna move to another country?
If a nigga blow up my car?
You just stop messing with the dude. You just gotta stop messing with the dude. That's it.
Did he know it was him?
He's not gonna run you off of just the area or the girl, but out the country though, my dude.
He's trying to assassinate me.
Yo,
for being with the girl, you just gotta.
I'm not running.
If your car wasn't parked in front of the girl's house, you wouldn't get blown.
That's a bold assumption, dog. That's a bold assumption. I don't know what. Obviously, this man is willing to go to crazy lengths. He has 1,000 bottles of lube.
Yeah. My other thing is Diddy's talent, right? Like I get okay. So again,
man,
for hold on. This
Here we go. This is crazy.
This is hating, but no. I'm not excusing anybody who does the. All of this is foul crimes. I don't care if you got talent or not. But at least with like R. Kelly, he was writing a bunch of songs and stuff like that. I don't know what Diddy talent is. Why do people even?
Nah, he's a producer, man. He produced hits for a lot of people. Man.
What did he produce? What did he produce?
He produced for Mary J. Blige.
That's hate.
And that's big other people, man. Yeah, that's
produce
big
not
hate,
like
man.
made the beat produce. Produce as in like I called the people to get on to come to the studio. Not I made the beat. Is that the same thing?
Right. Okay, well that's producing.
That's crazy hate.
I had a pair of Sean John jeans back in the day. And Ciroc was good. Ciroc was good. Ciroc was good. That was a good vodka. Hey, Ciroc vodka might still taste good, but now is you think of Diddy when you drink it, it's not good,
Yeah, no,
but
it's not good.
For a few years, there was the vodka to get.
Yeah, I used to like the coconut.
Ciroc was my shit for a minute. You tripping?
Yeah. See, so you hating on Diddy, but he did some things. All
right. Hey, somebody! Oh, you wearing Sean John? Oh man, get this dude.
Oh
that's
no!
Where you wearing Sean John eyeglasses? No, that's crazy, dog. That's crazy.
You see it through
your glasses right now. Step on your glasses
just,
right now, dog.
I heard that the glasses are made out of lube.
That's why. Oh man, that's funny, man. But now he sold that company a while ago.
Yeah,
still
man.
funny.
So, let's move on, man. Let's move on. Let's move on. Get off the dirty money. Everything. Listen, dog. He put so many clues out there. Everything that he made was dirty money, bad boy. Look, he wasn't trying to hide it. He wasn't trying to hide it, bro. Everybody just was like, "Oh, that's cool, man."
No way out. Yeah, he did have some. Now that you say that, I'm thinking about it. Dang, right? Was it that? What was his album's called?
Yeah, that was No Way Out. Was definitely one. That's funny.
No Way Out. No Way Out.
The love. Well, I guess the love. Didn't he have like a love album or something like that? Oh, he was called album, Brother Love or something like that.
Brother Love, yeah.
Yeah, man. Nah, that's bad.
The dude, he chose the name P. Diddy. I mean, that was nasty work from the jump, man. Come on now. We all knew. Everybody should have known. All right? This is sad for all.
I didn't know, man. No, I assumed that he was a weirdo, but, ladies wanted to be there. Not, I thought it was all consensual.
No way out, bro. He said it. No way out. All right? Yeah. All right. Let's get to, so I don't even know how to transition from this, man.
I'm not throwing away no big CDs, though, man. I'm not throwing away my big
Nah,
seed.
man, you gotta throw them away. It's okay. They're not.
Nah, Diddy got
Throw
some
'em away.
fire out there. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking
Nope.
about.
Until they're re-released, dog. You gonna hear
Nope.
Diddy whispering on all the tracks.
Oh,
Tell
well.
your
Take
friends.
that. Yeah,
Yep.
and I'm gonna laugh.
Call they
Yep.
friends. And we
Yep.
could be
And when I
friends.
watch the videos with Big, I'm gonna say, look at Puff right there. All up in the videos.
Yeah, come on, man.
You know. Oh well. I'm not throwing that out. It's not like the R. Kelly albums where as soon as I turn it on, I'm just like, nah, dog. Nah, dog. You can't be whispering to no young girls talking about some age ain't nothing but a number. I gotta turn this shit off. But Diddy don't fit into that category. I can listen to all my old Diddy songs that I like.
Yeah,
It's all about the Benjamin still go, Doug. Sorry, I ain't throwing it away. Sorry, not happening.
Nope. Any song with Diddy must be deleted. Must be deleted. Right? Yeah. All right. Let's move on, man. Let's move on. So Imperial, we talked about that Talib album, man. I don't know if you heard that album. That album's fire. One of the best this year. Nobody's talking about it, but we reviewed that at the beginning of the show. We're gonna continue on, talk about some more music that dropped. But since we started talking about, you know, who's a real producer, who's not, I mean, we could go ahead and you know, transition to some of these producer albums. So let's talk about the Alchemist album. Let's talk about the Alchemist. Oh, actually, before we get to Alchemist, let's talk about did y'all see that Pharrell, Chad news? They not talking no more. No more Neptune.
Yeah, man.
What y'all think of that?
It's bad, man.
I thought we already knew that. What you mean? Why is it news?
Nah, it's new. I mean, well, we knew that they would had a legal action against each other or whatever. But when that came out, they said it wasn't like serious, right? People were saying it wasn't serious, just like a formality type thing. But then recently, Pharrell was like, "We don't talk." You know, that's it. Like they don't talk. So,
and Pharrell got that movie coming out, man, which is super weird. A Lego movie about his life. Which
and then
I'm interested to see,
weird.
but I'm not gonna see it in the theater. But right. Chad and all the other people, that's really their voices in the movie. You know, I am interested to see how they show like Super Thug and different stuff that he created. You know, but he created it with Chad, so I wonder if they're gonna really show. I assume they're gonna write it. You know, he's in the movie. He's giving his okay to be in it. So I'm assuming Pharrell gives him proper props. What happened?
I didn't know that it was created with Chad.
No, but what I'm saying, he's in the movie. He voices his own himself in the movie.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Okay, so when I see the previews, it doesn't look like he's prominent in the movie though. Like that's my thing. He's talking about
like he's standing on the side while Pharrell does all the creative stuff.
Exactly. So Pharrell can get all the work. Chad just is there. Like Pharrell's nodding him. Like, yeah, this dude was there. He was there, like in the background. But,
it's just
you know,
my Asian friend that I let hang out so he could feel cool. But it's really all me.
Yeah, the preview I saw, they like showed some of the people who were being it. I didn't see Chad in that.
Yeah, well, he's not, like I said, he's not being like publicized but he is. You see, when you see an Asian dude, that's Chad. Like it's, but I think he is going to be written a very minor role, probably. His impact is for history. Anybody who wasn't there, they'll watch this movie and see that they'll think Chad was some sidekick and not a major player in the thing. I think that's sad. I mean, I don't know for sure. We haven't seen the movie, but that's what I imagine will happen, and I think that's sad to write history in that way. You know,
tell Chad to put out his own damn movie.
I was about to say they did that in that Compton that what was it Straight Outta Compton movie.
Yeah,
I feel like they made Eazy-E look like a straight up sucker. And because he did, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, easy," but you know what it's time for? It's the return of Aftermath at the end. After he got all his shit stolen, I was like, "Man, come on, man, y'all, it's y'all movie. I get it, but they made it look like Easy just went out sad, and they all came back and triumphed. So it was kind of funny to me how that was set up.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I can see that, but I feel like Easy was still a big role in the movie. Regardless, maybe you don't think that he was portrayed the coolest, like he didn't come off whatever the best or whatever. You're right. He is dead. He didn't get to advocate for himself in that way, so that is sad. But it's still not the same as this. I think Easy was still a main character in the movie. He was the main. He was.
I don't think. Well, I mean, it's about Pharrell life, so it's not about. I mean, obviously he's gonna be with Chad for a bunch of time, right? But then they had a breakup or something. I don't know what you call it, a bro breakup. So,
but the movie is about Pharrell's life. But every preview I see is him in the studio with Gwen Stefani, him in the studio with Snoop Dogg, him in the studio with the. So my point is, if it's about his life, that's cool. But if it's about all the music he made, and you don't have the other dude that he made the music with be a major character in it, then that is rewriting history. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe he's gonna focus on his new Louis Vuitton clothes, man. I don't know, man. All right. But I mean, that is I'm interested to see it. I ain't gonna pay to go see that in no theater though. I catch that on the stream or the bootleg.
I definitely don't think they made Easy. Look, Ice Cube came off the coolest in that movie for sure. Ice Cube came off the coolest. I mean, that to me, hands down. Everybody be rocking Ice Cube t-shirts and stuff like that. He looked the coolest in that movie when he went into the record label and wrecked everything. I mean, everybody was like, "Yo, Ice Cube."
Ain't nobody wearing no shirt of a nigga with AIDS. Come on, man. You don't see no Magic Johnson shirts out here either, nigga. We don't want to see that shit. Come on, man. If we being honest, nigga.
That's
really
crazy,
wondering.
dog. That's crazy.
That's also a conspiracy. I heard conspiracy theories about that. They say he didn't really have AIDS, all kinds of stuff like that. So that's interesting. But I have heard those conspiracies.
I have for sure. All right, let's move on. Rest in peace.
I heard the conspiracy that Suge actually was the one who gave him AIDS. He jigged him with the needle. That's my conspiracy. I heard, dog. When I was 16 on the Illuminati track. That's what I heard.
Hey,
probably was Diddy who gave him the AIDS.
Isn't that how they painted it in the movie? Actually, didn't like Suge and them show up to the studio and like?
No, man, come on, man. We're not getting into this. That's not how it was painted in the movie at all.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it was not painted that way in the movie at all, man. Come on. We just complaining about history being rewritten, and you come out here just saying baseless, incorrect information.
I'm just saying. The nigga with AIDS ain't here to defend himself.
Conspiracies.
That's crazy, man. Wow.
R.I.P., man.
Nothing P-Dog says is true. All right? Disclaimer. All right?
Oh, you got to have one of those Joe Budden disclaimers?
Yeah.
Everything we're saying is false. I repeat, none of us believe any of the stuff that we're saying. Before every episode, I'm like, damn, okay, you told me. This is all for jokes. None of it's serious. I'm telling you right now. Do not think I'm serious.
Right. Exactly. All right, let's move on, man. Okay, so
let's move on to these mid-ass albums.
All right, so
these albums were mid albums. Yeah, so you want to talk about Alchemist album? Yeah. Alchemist, was it the Genuine Articulate?
Yeah, you want?
Yeah, this album was mid.
I'm so disappointed. Actually, I want to say it was ass, honestly, because after the run he's been on, for you to come out with that album for yourself. That's the same shit we said about DJ Mustard. You gave away all your best beats, and then you come back with this. It's a little different because this one has one song that
This one has one song I'm gonna keep playing over and over, and that's Diego Maradona.
Yeah,
where that Mustard has nothing on it to me. Mustard has nothing to me.
And I like the first song, the single with Schoolboy. I just think Schoolboy didn't show up on it, but. That's my problem with it. Is Alchemist is the best rapper on most of his album. How to me, I'd be mad if I'm Alchemist. I give so many dope rappers dope beats all day, all time, and you come and you hit me with some mid verses when I ask you for a feature on my album. That's lame.
Maybe these are just mid throwaways since he already had this the 4th or 5th album this year.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think this part of
Larry June was just
you were saying that he's one of the GOATs, right?
Oh yeah, I think so.
That's where we ended our last episode on talking about where do we place Alchemist. And I would have loved to have come in here, and say this was a dope album and stuff like that. But I do think for these producers, one of the things about, for instance, people always put Dr. Dre at the top. They put Kanye at the top. Those people produced their albums and had, some of their best work be on their individual albums. And I think that's why they get a lot of credit. Whereas Alchemist, his best work is with other people. I mean, which, completely fair. But I think that's also part of why he won't. I mean, if you're not showing up on when you drop your own album, when you drop the Alchemist album and it doesn't show up, I think that is you don't get the same credit. Like you just,
I don't know if that's true though. Because I like First Infantry. First Infantry. I like what's the Russian Roulette? I think it was called. I like that one a lot.
Russian Roulette is
obviously.
I'm thinking that's I'm thinking of that a Static album. What's the Russian Roulette album?
Maybe
I'm not thinking that way.
Russian songs. It was like 20 something tracks. That was the Alchemist album. I don't know if it was called Russian Roulette or something.
Oh yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Russian Roulette. All right, I'm looking at it right now.
Then he had Step Brothers album, which I think has great beats on it.
Step Brothers is great. I love Step Brothers. That's with evidence. Yeah.
The Yacht Rock and Yacht Rock 2, both those albums are dope. So I mean, I could keep going. I feel like his solo albums do have great stuff on them. I just thought this one was probably one of his weakest ones.
Yeah.
Or the weakest.
Yeah. He should have just took one song from every project that he worked on and put that together on his shit. In my opinion.
Well, that's probably a splits and money thing. He probably sold those beats to those people, so they put them on their album. I don't know how that works anymore.
Yeah, I don't know how it works either. I'm sure that there's some reason why these are, because even with Mustard, I'm sure there's some reason why. Because so they do the opposite thing of Static Selector, right? Static will do his album with all the best rappers come rap and do their best verses on the Static album. DJ Khaled does that, that same thing. All the best rappers come rap do their best verse on the Static album. Kanye, when he started that's how he started his career doing that. All the best rappers come do the dope verses on the Kanye album, right? And you have all these classic moments. That's Dr. Dre. Like I said, you have all these classic moments when that happens in hip hop. And I feel like with Alchemist, he gives everybody else their classic moments on their album. DJ Mustard gave Kendrick a classic moment on the Beef, but then they're not getting the same classic moments on their individual albums. I do think that's sad. I think that's I don't know, it's just odd. It's like opposite of how some other producers have done it in the past.
I don't know if it's the same, but I understand what you're saying.
All right, well, where do you place it? If you got to put Alchemist in an all-time list, what's his spot?
That's hard because some of the stuff that I hold dear, obviously, is from my childhood and things like that. I don't know how you really compare that to more modern stuff. Because to me, this dude is dominating basically everything I listen to or this era or something like that. Like, I don't know how to describe it. The last 15, 20 years? I don't know.
Last 15.
You just look through this dude albums like is insane.
And it's not even his singles. Like his single list is stupid. Look how many people album he on, and it's like the best song on the album or one of the best songs they ever made. So, that's consistent. And again, on his own albums, great stuff. He got albums with so many artists and this any kind of rapper. I mean, you got just name somebody. They probably got either songs or whole albums with Alchemist, and everybody can't do that.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Everybody can. I mean, and he works so well with so many different types of rappers. It ain't like it's just one dude, like that he rocks with and that makes him look good or something like that. It's so many different types. People who are melodic, people who are bars, people who are like, and it all sounds good. They all sound, good on the Alchemist beat. So I agree. I mean, but I do think that this style it has a ceiling. I don't think he'll ever be on the same list or be the same list as the Dr. Dre's. I don't think he gets on a Mount Rushmore of producers.
Oh, to me, I have him
Why
over
does he have
Dr.
a
Dre now.
ceiling? I'm about to say, what the hell? Why does he
I
have
got
a
Alchemist
ceiling?
over Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre to me has faded, and his legend to me has faded.
That's a fact.
Okay.
I don't
He don't even
hold
make
Dr.
music
Dre.
no more.
The more I learned, the fact that there's so many other people that were involved in the creation of some of these moments, the fact that the output isn't there anymore, and I understand, like, that's fine, but other people still doing it, and to me, you can win off longevity. Like, you could show the amount of skills can still put you in the top. I mean, look, this is basically the LeBron argument, right? He just keeps putting up stats. It's kind of what Alchemist keeps doing. Is the stats is there every year? It's 3 to 4 albums, and they're some of the best of the year. I don't hold Dr. I think Dr. Dre is overrated. Yeah, I think he got 3 great albums, and then y'all give him stuff like, I don't think 01 is like that. Y'all think 01 is like that? I don't.
Nah, 01 is like that. 01 is like that. I think 01 is great.
01 is not like that, bro. And that Compton album
really
is trash.
It is
that nobody wanted to listen to.
Woo.
And then we got ghost producers. So I just don't. Come on, man. I have a hard time. How I think y'all gassing these albums. I don't think all these albums are like that. I said his first 4 albums or 5 albums are classics, and then after that, he ain't done nothing since '98.
Exactly.
I mean, I hear you. Yeah. I mean, Imperial Stats putting facts in the chat. I hear you. So I agree, but it doesn't. My point is, yes, I agree. He's overrated. But the issue is in the annals of hip hop, he's gonna be on the Mount Rushmore. It doesn't matter.
Well, again, I think that's fair.
It's already been written down and documented that he's one of the greatest. So Kanye is already one of the greatest. My point is, they did it by having these classic hip hop, everybody, the best talents on my album with the best
in
beats.
'92. It's not the same. It's not gonna be like that now.
Kanye didn't do it in '92. All right, Kanye did it through the 2000s. My point is,
and Kanye, and that's it.
Okay, but even all right. So you're saying
I just think that's over.
There's even all right. So you're saying that no other producer there like that.
I don't think that you will have a time where anything is or very few things are held in high regard throughout all of hip hop anymore, because it's just so wide. So I might hear something, I might think it's the greatest album of the year, like Cheat Codes or something a few years ago, and ain't nobody heard that. Yeah. Overall, nobody heard that shit. Right. If I think that Alfredo is great, and I think it's great, I don't know if it's a classic, but and because we were locked down, I think that was 2020. People kind of heard it because of that time, but
that got buzz. That's what I'm saying. That got buzz.
Buzz is not universal acclaim the same way it ever would be again to me.
It got critical acclaim. It got hype. Hit Boy got tons of hype off this Nas run,
and it went wood.
It doesn't matter. Sales don't matter. We're not talking about sales. We're talking about the acclaim that these people get. All right. I bet there are people who will have Hit Boy higher than Alchemist because of his run with Nas or something.
Yes.
Like that.
Sales bring acclaim though, my man. Like
you think that's just because of sales, or is that because of
I think
critical acclaim because of
there's multiple things. So you say Nas fan base is obviously bigger than most of these rappers. I mean, if Alchemist makes a classic album with Billy Woods, who's gonna say, did you hear that Alchemist production with Billy Woods? Like, people like me will, but we're talking about a small percentage of the hip hop fandom.
Okay, you say that, but but Madlib is gets acclaim from the album made with Doom, all right, who was underground of underground in the
Very
2000s,
niche.
right? So my point is
not quite the same, but go ahead.
I think it is quite the same. My point is that these niche, when they locked in and made an album with a dude, and it's considered one of the greatest albums ever or something like that, I think that puts you higher as a producer than just making in these individual songs that may not stick with people the same way. That's all I'm saying.
But again, I think when you say stick with people, I think some of that's marketing.
Okay.
I mean,
you say Mad Villainy is hot because of marketing. Is what you're saying. It's remembered because of marketing.
First of all, how hot is Mad Villainy? So I think we think Mad Villainy is hot. I don't think Mad Villainy is hot, like you saying.
It's on all the lists. Okay. It'd be on all the lists.
They have to put it on the list.
High school kids that be like, "Ooh, Doom." Right?
That's great, man.
That's not true.
That's great. Nobody. It's still not doing no. If that album came out tomorrow, it would be unheralded. It would be heralded by the critics and people like me. That's it. I don't think there'll be on a wider scale as if it was the Chronic 01 coming out. Like I just there's no way. Like I think very few albums are gonna get that. Even Eminem dropped in that made a splash in one section, and then all these other people didn't even hear it or care.
That album's going
and it went number one. And still most hip hop has not heard that or cared. Many that has not touched the section. The LL Cool J album went number one in the hip hop chart. Right, which we talked about, which was only 16,000 albums, I think, which was great. I think that's great for his independent success, and that is still, if I'm trying to think of an artist, if Dr. Dre came out and only sold 16,000 albums, it would be like a massive failure. Like there's a certain type of thing to it, a perspective in every aspect of it. What's it? Yeah, I mean, this is the stuff I'm talking about. This is, of course, obviously, this is what's going on. I don't agree with this. I think Just Blaze is great, but he had a run, but it's over with. I ain't heard Just Blaze on anything.
But people like Just Blaze, Timbaland, those people, they stick in people's minds more than Alchemist does. I'm just saying. I don't know what it. Again, I don't know what it is.
What do you mean they make more?
I think those people are wrong.
Songs.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Well,
exactly. People gas Timbaland and all his best stuff is R&B, and they be like, "Oh, Timbaland's a great producer," and he has like not that many great hip hop songs.
His best stuff is with Justin Timberlake and Missy Elliott. Yeah. I mean, or Aaliyah and stuff like that. Yeah. No, that's true. Let's move on, man. Just Blaze one of the favorites. A lot of people say Just Blaze one of the favorites. Yeah. I mean. Yeah,
I completely disagree with that, though. Completely disagree with that.
I mean, I don't know.
We gonna make it better than any
I gotta agree.
ever made.
Alchemist
we gonna make it better than anything Blaze got.
It ain't just the mainstream stuff. All right, they don't got Alchemist don't got an Exhibit C. Again, it's to me, it's part of.
We gonna make it better than that. It's easily better than that. We gonna make it is better than that. Keep It Thorough is better than that.
Okay, maybe
come on, man.
All right.
Especially beat wise.
I'm not. Exhibit C is one of my favorite songs.
Great.
Ever. All right.
It's not better than We Gonna Make It. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm sorry.
All right, let's move on. We got another album to review. Well, so we got to give this a rating though. Give this Alchemist song album a rating. We didn't really say what the highlights on this album. What are the best songs?
Diego Maradona, fantastic. Might be one of my favorite songs this year.
It's easily the best one. I liked Minnesota Fats and Ferraris in the Rain as well. The rest of it is
Big Body Best is getting on my nerves, man.
Yeah.
This fucking big body. Nah, shut up.
So yeah, but no, that's my biggest complaint with this. Like he should have had better. I mean, like I would have loved to hear some better rappers on it. That's all. So better verses on it. But he did. I mean, he did what he was supposed to do as far as rapping. He showed up, but you would think that some of these other
I hate the
features.
way he raps. I'm gonna be honest. I hate his flow. Don't want to hear
Okay,
that
I can see
shit.
that.
Make them beats,
He's
nigga.
not a great rapper.
As Drake would say, "Shut your whole ass up and make some drums, nigga." But
Dang, that's
respectfully,
disrespectful, man. That's
no, but
disrespectful. He don't make
respectfully.
drums. No drums. Just a sample.
There's no
Just a loop.
respectful version of
Just
this.
a sample, a loop, no
Sorry,
drum. Right?
I
Yeah.
just don't want to hear this nigga rap no more. I'm good on that.
All right. Let's move on, man. Let's move on. Let's go to another producer, album made by a producer, but with Blue and Exile. Blue and Exile, man. Some of my favorites. This Blue album, Blue has been on a run. Again, another rapper who's not really getting talked about a lot. I feel like Blue has been on a run. He's dropped a bunch of dope albums recently. He had a dope one with Evidence. And I really like this album. This is what him and Evidence's fourth album. And I don't think they have a bad album. I think this is, I don't know how I'd rank them, but I thought this was a great album. What's y'all thoughts on this?
Hey, if he running, obviously my fat ass is walking because I don't want to hear this shit. I'm gonna be honest. This is all right. I mean, I guess if you're a fan of this guy, you would like it. It's not bad rapping, but me personally, I'm good on this. I don't want to listen to this again.
So you don't like any Blue? Did you like Blue Heavens or any of his albums?
This nigga he's cool. Like, I don't know what's so spectacular about him to me.
No, this was their weakest one. This is their
You
weakest
think
one.
it's their weakest one? I mean, it's not as good as Below the Heavens or Miles, I think, but I think I might like it better than the second album. I like this album a lot.
No. I didn't like this album a lot. I thought this was their weakest one. I thought this was not nearly as good as the one with Evidence.
Wow,
just
okay. Not nearly as good as the one with Evidence? Wow. I like the one with Evidence a lot. Wow. Okay. All right.
I wasn't feeling this one like that.
Okay. I think let's talk about it. Okay, so the first track, Hello LA, I like Undisputed. I loved Undisputed. I thought that was a great track. I thought he was rapping on that one. I think Smack was good. I think Homies was a cool track. Sugar and Butters was good. To me, it's just this middle section. Gold, Chucks, Suge Knight, that were like, just okay tracks. But once it gets to a song called Precipitation, Valley of Kings, and Love is Blue, I mean, I love that track is amazing.
Yes, you said the ones for me. A song called Precipitation.
Yep.
I did like Valley of Kings, but I thought the overall the stuff was kind of just whatever. I thought Gold was cool.
Okay.
Chucks was okay. I thought the Suge Knight one was interesting, but not like I really want to hear that again.
Right. Agreed. So you didn't like the Love is Blue track? Because that's my favorite.
I thought it was cool.
Okay.
Maybe I'll listen to it again.
No, all right, yeah. I mean, like you said, I like Valley of the Kings, like you said. You didn't like Undisputed? Okay, all right.
Really.
So that's interesting. All right, so you think this is the weakest Blue and Exile track? So this was a disappointment overall to you. What would you rate it then?
I don't know if I was disappointed because I didn't know what to expect, I guess. But what would I rate it? I don't know, man. I don't know. 6?
Ooh, that's low. That's
what
low.
What do you think, B-Dub?
5, 4.
Wow.
It's not bad. I don't want to say that.
I was not feeling
bad.
this one.
I just don't want to.
I didn't love his rapping. I just didn't love this. This did not do what you saying is doing.
I thought listen, I thought this album was not. I don't think it's as good as the Talib Kweli album to me, but I thought this was great. I think this was a solid 8 to me. Like I said, I really enjoy. I love Blue. I mean, let me just be honest. I love Blue. I love the lifestyle raps. I mean, in general, this is always my thing. I mean, it's my bias. In all times, I love this type of rappers who rapping about life. Not about whether it's materialism or whatever it is. It's always what I prefer. I love the song, Love is Blue. I love the concept of the track, love the ominous world, he's talking about spreading love to the world, making the world a better place, making hip hop a better place. I love all those themes, so I like that type of stuff. I feel like, no, you shake your head. You don't like that type of stuff.
I don't love them themes. Nah, fuck all these people, man. There are a lot of assholes out here. Fuck them all.
I think you know what? I think Blue is who people say Kendrick is, right? Like it talks about deep things, and I think he actually has deep messaging in his music. And yeah, I mean,
without the voices,
with all the annoying voices. So I love Blue, big fan. But you're right. I don't think it's as good as Below the Heavens or Miles, but again, I agree with Leroy. Not everything has to be compared to Below the Heavens. I don't think every one of their albums have to be compared to Below the Heavens.
Man, I compared it to what I heard this week or whatever. Like, that's how I try not to do that. To compare to his older stuff. I try to compare. Everything is always the same to me. How many songs on this album are gonna stay around for me for more than the time I'm listening to this the first time? How many of these songs am I gonna want to hear over and over? I ain't hear too many of those. So that means the album is low. Miles had a bunch of those to me. So I try not to compare it to other people. I don't, or your old past stuff. Is it gonna stay in my rotation right now? Because I gotta, the rotation is a lot of songs. Is it gonna be able to get attention in my current time? Mm-hmm. If I had no, if it was in 90, if this was 2001, and I had to carry this CD with me and listen to it over and over, I'm sure I would have a different feeling for it. In this, it just, the music don't have the time to grow on me. And so I gotta hear something. I gotta want to hear that shit over and over. And I didn't get that when I heard this out.
I got that when I heard, when I heard Love is Blue, again, especially the last 3 tracks. Song called Precipitation, Valley of Kings, Love is Blue. To me, those are the best. It ends off really strongly to me. But Love is Blue is my favorite. And I hear that. That's a song that it'll probably be one of my favorite songs of the year. I love, again, like I said, this is kind of, again, even when you think of the track the last song on Below the Heavens, the track mm-hmm. Below the Heavens, to me is very reminiscent of that, type of thing, mm-hmm. Again,
I agree.
So I love it. To me, it makes me feel I relate to it. I mm-hmm. It feels inspiring, motivating, in a way. When I listen to this, I love, so I'll keep it on replay, but I get it if not for everybody.
Yeah, like I said, I don't disagree with you. Just how many of these are going to stick around for you? You have more of these that's going to stick around for you, I'm guessing. Yeah, and I just got 2, basically.
That's fair. It's fair.
And when I listened to it, I didn't not enjoy the music. It just didn't make me want to be like, oh my gosh, I got to play this over and over.
Exactly.
And I was surprised the quality did. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, agreed. I was surprised by the quality. If I would have, without listening to anything, and I had to guess what albums were going to be the best, which one was going to be the worst, I would have said Blue and Exile. They're proven. They haven't missed. They're going to have the best album. Alchemist should have the second best album, and then I would have guessed Quali would have the worst one. But that's not how it happened for me. Quali had the best one. Alchemist had the worst one. And Blue was in the middle to me. But yeah, I don't know. It's just
I agree.
Those
I agree.
predictions. I like to say Imperial Stat said, where was it? He said, I think Lupe is who they say Kendrick is, and Crit is who they say Cole is. That's interesting. What y'all think of that take? I think Lupe being who they say Kendrick is,
I agree with.
Get that comparison all the time. And I think when they're talking about like deep lyrics, I guess, like, you know, or like lyricism or having a bunch of entendres, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
But I always feel like they're compared more than they should be. I don't ever like, I don't get the same vibe when I listen to them. Like, I don't even get like, I don't know. I'm a big fan of Lupe, and I'm just not a big fan of Kendrick. I don't really like, they don't even like connect even in like theme wise to me. I don't know.
Crit is much more fun to listen to than J. Cole, though.
Okay. All right.
You put Crit on in your car gonna be like, that's not a Cole feature.
Yeah. And I don't think that I don't see their connection either, really. Like, I feel like Crit's about, you know, cars and women, and I mean, I don't know, like, I mean, he talks about deep stuff too. He talks about a lot of deep stuff. He talks about a lot of introspective. Crit does it all to me, and that's what I love about him.
Where is he?
He was just
last time I heard him was on that J Ski song. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're working. They did that full court press album. What was that? Like 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
With Wiz and Smoke DZA. So I'm sure he gonna drop soon. I imagine. Yeah, man. But all right. I know B Dog. I know you got out in a little bit, but let's see. What any other topics that we had to get through? Let's see. I want to talk about
for your
this.
Birthday, man. How much money you gonna gamble?
Oh, yeah.
Nothing. I'm up in the book right now. I'm chilling.
Okay.
I'll bet it when I get there.
Y'all still bumping the LL album?
I had some songs come on this week that I liked. Yeah,
some songs, not like the whole thing through. But I never do that with any. There's like so few albums that I listen to straight through. Like after we review them a few times, that shit is not consistent, man. Your album got to be amazing to listen to the whole thing again and again.
But see, that's what I'm saying. To me, this month has been impressive. I've been listening to that LL a bunch. I've been listening to this Kweli a bunch. I'm listening to this Blue a bunch. I know y'all don't feel the same, but I feel like this has been a dope run of great albums that really kind of, I feel like, almost saved the year so much in a way, because I don't feel like a lot of the other albums we heard, you know, earlier in the year were sticking with me, at least.
Oh, see, I still listen to a bunch of stuff that came out this year.
Me too. So, that Denzel Curry
is nice.
That Denzel Curry, I really think might be best produced album this year. Honestly, that shit is so fire to me. It just bang.
So this was one other conversation I want to talk about today, because people were talking about discussion came up. I saw it on Twitter. I saw it on another YouTuber, Curtis King. Was talking about replay value and talking about the concept of replay value. Do we overrate replay value when we're rating music? Does all music need to have replay value to be good? And he was making a lot of comparisons that I think were pretty bad analogies overall. I mean, I feel like, but he was talking about how there are some, like, for instance, there's some things that you might eat often, but you wouldn't call them good cuisine. For instance, like McDonald's or something like that. And then there's other things you eat rarely, but it's experience that is better, I guess, overall. This is one of the analogies he used. What's your thoughts on replay value? And what's your thoughts on replay value?
I don't agree with that for music. If it's normally my favorite stuff, I'm playing over and over, right? So I don't agree with that. Like, I rarely hear a song and I say, this is an amazing song. I don't think I'm going to listen to it again tomorrow. Like, that's not the feeling that I've really ever had for my favorite hip hop. I turn the song on, the beat does something, and my face does something, and my neck, and I do something's happening right away, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then it might be something that they say that'll have a reaction, and I'm like, oh man, this song's great. Got to play this again and again. Like that, I've never heard. I'm trying to think of a song that I would think is amazing, but I never want to hear it again. Really, like that I would appreciate as art, but not something that I want to re-listen to. Like, I don't get it.
Ooh, I definitely think I have some of that, but I don't know. Yeah, being put on the spot.
I want to hear all my favorite music.
I agree. I think it's a bad take for when to me, it doesn't the analogy doesn't work with music. To me, the point of music is for replayability. It's a 3-minute song. Like, I want to be able to hear it again. And I do agree. Like in the past, when we were able to, you bought a CD, you want to buy a CD without it being replayable. Like, that's like, that would make no sense, So like, if you're gonna buy it and you got a limited amount of CDs that you're gonna carry with you, and you're gonna put it in your CD player, like, the point of it is for it to be replayable, to listen to it again and again. And I think the reason this comes up again, and you already know, Imperial Stats already know, that this comes up. This argument comes up to defend Kendrick Lamar's bad music. Okay, this argument comes up to defend Kendrick Lamar's bad music. He dropped stuff like "Watch the Party Die" or "Mr. Morale," and people want to call it great art, even though they don't want to listen to it.
That don't really make sense to me, Doug. Like, you wouldn't look at a painting that was ugly as fuck and then be like, "Oh, it's such great art."
Nah, see, I'm against that. Because, all right, now say, damn, I'm trying to think of the name of that album, the J. Cole album we talked about, the Born one, super fucking boring.
For Your Eyes Only.
For Your Eyes Only, yes. For Your Eyes Only. Now, I don't want to hear none of them fucking songs again. But in a moment,
you want to hear Neighbors again? I'm sure, right? Neighbors.
I don't.
You don't like that one?
I mean, not really. I mean, not really. If it comes on, I know it, but I don't really listen to any of those songs ever. But they're good songs. They're not bad. If I'm ever in a mood to want to be sad or happy and think about my children and stuff, then sure. But I don't listen to that shit regularly ever. I don't think it's a bad album though.
It's not, but it's not bad. Like, you can listen to an album. It could be about the artist's life. They might say something profoundly about their life and experiences that you appreciate, and you could hear that song and say, "Wow, okay, I learned something about that artist. I don't really necessarily want to hear this song over and over." Like, that's not the same thing. And it could work in your album, but I don't want to put that in my playlist. When it come on in my playlist, it's not time for that. I'm driving home from work.
Yeah.
I want to hear something that's got a nice beat that bangs, that I want to listen to. I don't want to hear this, So to me, that tells you, if you don't want to hear it, like, some music suits certain moods, so that's fair. Yes. But if I never want to go back to it, then that tells me that it might not be as good as I think it is, or it's not as good as it was outside of the context of that album.
Yeah, fitting different moods is not the same as not having replayability. Like, I mean, sometimes I want to watch a horror movie, sometimes I want to watch a comedy, sometimes I want to watch an action. That's different moods, but I still want to my favorite movie. I still rewatch all of them. That doesn't matter what genre it's at. I'm gonna rewatch it when I'm in the mood for that genre. So that's I feel like replayability just means that I want to listen to it on a semi-consistent basis. Regularly. More than once a year, I want to hear the song. You know what I mean? Like, so I think, defending this type of music, saying something's art and saying it's a project or it's experience, but you don't want to rehear it again. It's just bad. And you just don't want to admit that it's just bad. Like, a lot of people just don't want to admit that some of these Kendrick albums are just not it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think, I just find that, I think people do be trying to just make it sound like certain stuff is better than it is. But if that's how they really feel, it's hard to know if people just chasing views and things like that, or if they really believe that.
I mean, I think people say what they believe. I think people really love Kendrick and have to do mental gymnastics to explain why they love him, why he's great. But you know, I mean, it's funny. I mean, Imperial says, he's in here, he's arguing about Freddie Gibbs, and that's the
I listen to
opposite
Gibbs
of what I
all
would
the
think
time.
of Gibbs. Exactly. You can listen to,
Me too.
like I feel like he has tons of stuff with replayability. You wouldn't say all of his stuff is like deep art or something like that, but it's bangs, it's great music, it's great to listen to, so
Mm-hmm.
I think the greatest rappers can do both. You can be deep and have replayability. When we talk about Big Crit, there's tons of songs from him that are emotional, deep, and still great to listen to regularly. When we talk about, you could be lyrical and replayability, there's so many Most Def songs, or like, Black Thought songs and stuff like that, where you like barring up the track and you got on a dope beat and it sounds good and it's catchy. Like, I just think trying to, I don't know. I just think it's like in a movie, if you saw a movie that just has, maybe they have good
boring
acting.
ass British people talking.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh my God, I was so moved. It was the greatest movie. Give it 8 Oscars. And it's just boring ass white people talking with funny accent.
Yeah.
And
it's
the
like,
plot's
not
not compelling. It doesn't make you want to keep watching it.
Nobody got shot in the movie. It's like, why the hell did I watch this?
People don't got to get shot. It don't got to be people that get shot. But a movie like Oppenheimer,
all the best movies,
like
somebody gets shot, man.
Was interesting throughout, right?
Okay,
even
but
if it's
most
just
of the best
talking.
movies, somebody gets shot or stabbed.
See, now that just going towards if there's not violence, then you don't.
Am I wrong? Just saying, dog. Am I wrong though, man? It's pretty true, man. It's pretty true.
I disagree.
Name the movie where somebody did not get shot or stabbed and the movie is fire. Give me one.
I mean, but I don't know. There's lots of them. There's lots of comedies that have that, right?
There's lots of comedies. Okay, you're right. Comedies.
Okay. The Sandlot, right? I love that movie. Okay. No one gets.
You're right. The Sandlot is a great movie. So you're right. Children's films probably don't always have people getting shot, even though a lot of the Disney movies, people get shot in the beginning of them.
The Lion King, somebody gets thrown off a cliff on the Lion King.
People die in the Lion King.
Yeah, they die.
And
there's got to be.
And people are really into the incest storyline too, which is gross.
Wait.
Is
he got a different mama. She got a different mama.
Same
That's
daddy,
still his sister.
It's not the same. It's not the same, dog. It's like no, it's not the same. All right.
Okay, it is the same, but okay. I mean,
Good Will Hunting. We got. All right. Let's see.
Isn't that about somebody shooting a dog?
Okay.
No one gets shot in
Fight Club. No, they just blow up a building. So
they're fighting.
Okay, and there's a bunch of fights, but yeah. And he's an insane person.
Yeah,
and they had some breaking and entering. Okay, so I don't think there's any shooting or stabbing. You're right.
Toy Story, man. Toy Story, great movie.
No, yes, okay. Again, children's movies. You're right. Children's movies. You're right. I'm not gonna fight on that, even though they do shoot at each other. What's his name? Buzz tries to shoot Woody with the laser when he first meets him. So
but
it's kind of close.
Just a light beam. Yeah, that's true. He does try.
He didn't know. He thought it was a real one. He thought he really was about to shoot him. He thought he was dead.
Yeah, man. All right. I just think listen, I think it's a crazy take. Music has to be replayable. If your music doesn't, if no one wants to re-listen to your music, all you people who think To Pimp a Butterfly is the greatest album of all time that you can't replay, you're wrong. You're wrong. Okay. If there was a movie that people called the greatest movie of all time and we didn't replay it, it don't matter. Even though Lord of the Rings is super long, people watch that.
Yeah, right? And even the hardest to watch movies, like Schindler's List, which is like hours of pain, and people rewatch that. People be watching that.
Especially
gets
the end
views.
scene when people be clipping that last scene was like, you know, I could have said more or whatever like that. Yeah, like people be posting that all the time. So it's got replayability. That's my
It's like,
point.
damn. Yeah, like I don't want to watch that, but when it's like it's on and like you start watching, like, oh man, this is painful, dog. And you watch it, people watch it. So sad stories in movies is more of a thing too, more so than because like this sad songs too. I love the sad songs. You replay those over and over.
People love a sad song. You especially
going
through a breakup or something like that. You go straight to a sad song.
I was just listening to what's that Toni Braxton song where she's like so sad. Which one? I don't know. It was one of them I was singing the other day. I was just like, oh, this is good, dog. Like, I was in a good mood. It came on randomly in my car, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna let this shit play today. Unbreak My Heart. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. That's it. That shit's sad, dog. It sounds sad like the way she sings it. I'm like, and this song is great. So, yeah.
Amazing. So, all right. Shout out to everybody. Listen, see, beautiful masterpiece. But you'd rather watch Schindler's List than listen to that album straight through.
Oh, yeah. Right?
Imagine if you had to listen to Pimp a Butterfly for 4 hours straight, right? Like you listen to had to watch Schindler's List, right? Imagine you wouldn't want to do that. That'd be torture. You'd be bored. You go to sleep. All right. So let's get out of here, man. Happy birthday!
Thank you, everybody, for the. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody in the chat who said happy birthday to me. Appreciate y'all. Y'all was funny as fuck today too.
Yeah, man. You got any last words?
28.
Last words.
Do it
great. Get executed?
Speech. I'm sorry, not last words. You know, man.
I was about to say, what is this like? What's that book where everybody dies at like 40 or something? Where they secretly walk everybody out?
Yeah. You want to count out your N-words now? Or what you got? You ready?
No, I got 28 of them. Yeah. I think I said at least 28 N-words today.
Yeah. Okay. All right, man. Catch y'all next time, man. Peace.